currently where you live. Are you ready to proceed?
So,
All right.
okay.
What's that?
Give us a paragraph.
Okay. Okay. And Madam Prosecutor, you ready to go? All right. Let's go.
Mr. McCarthy.
Officer, come on up. Watch your step on my incline ramp. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today? I do. Settle in that chair. When you're ready.
Morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record, please.
I'm Mercury.
And how are you employed?
Living here in Charter Township.
How long have you been employed with Township?
A little over 5 years.
And did you work in a similar capacity elsewhere prior to your employment?
I did.
Where?
I'm retired from the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
And how long were you with the Washington County Sheriff's?
Almost 30 years.
And what are your general duties as an ordinance enforcement officer?
To enforce all zoning, general law, and property use code, and assist residents with questions and of that matter.
And are you familiar with the property located at 714 Philippines Road?
I am.
Is that in our township?
It is.
Can you describe the property to the court?
The property is zoned R3 residential property, but it looks like it's a outdoor storage flea market. It's just in a sanitary condition, rubbish was view, cemeteries, property, RVs in disrepair. All this with party tents that are erected in the front yard.
Okay, and do you know who owns the property?
Mr. Hubbard does.
Okay. And can you tell me why you're familiar with the property located at 714?
I have received complaints several times about this property.
And on January 5th of this year, did you have an opportunity to conduct a field inspection of the property?
I did.
And during your inspection, what did you observe?
Just as I described a moment ago, the property, just miscellaneous rubbish and like flea market type of looking property with party tents in the front yard, trailers in the front yard, with junk in it, inoperable RVs. The property is quite large. If you go back to one of the cemeteries off of Waltz Road, just at the back, someone being in the cemetery can see these semi-trailers that have been parked there. All ordinance and zoning.
That's what I would say. To your knowledge, it is a violation to maintain or prevent any of those cause complaints.
Yes,
And is it a normal practice to take photographs during field inspections?
it is.
And did you take photographs during your field inspection of the 714 Waltz Road?
I did.
And what did you use to take photos?
I use my cell phone.
Your Honor, at this time I would like to introduce what will be proposed in People's Exhibit. A copy here for the respondent. Can you just take a moment to go through those real quick?
Sure. These appear to be the photos that I've taken.
Alright, and those are the photos you took on January 5th?
Yes,
And are those the true and accurate representation of the condition of the property at 714 Waltz Road?
it is.
Your Honor, at this time I would like to admit that and exhibit based upon the foundation.
How many pages is that, just so we can make it? One exhibit, 39 pages. Mr. Hubbard, take a minute to go through those and then tell me whether or not you have any objections to those being admitted.
You know, that's been going on my properties.
I'm sorry?
Just going on my family, I might go for people on the phone.
Okay. So you have no objections to those being admitted?
Well, they could be admitted, and I'm doing these already, been not there.
Well, we can talk about what they mean. We can have a conversation about what she thinks they mean versus what you think they mean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but you have no objection. Okay, that'll be admitted. Go ahead.
Start the property to be still on the same feature. Number of people portion, the launching of salvation. And there's some other violations. She most that you follow this.
Okay, and to your knowledge, the Township adopted international property maintenance code violation. And as a result of those violations, did you issue a warning letter? And after the issuance of that letter, did you see any improvement or habits toward compliance by the owner?
No,
Did you ever reach out to you?
no.
And based upon this, did you then issue a citation? And it was at 4 violations and 4 requirements.
Yes.
And just real quick, let's go through those. It looks like you charge iron, speaking 302.1 sanitation. Why did you do that?
The property is really an unsanitary.
And I,
Well, hold on. You gotta flesh that out. If it was clearly, I wouldn't need anybody to testify about it.
Items just thrown throughout the property, for loaded cartilage.
and would you say that it is maintained in a clean, safe, and sanitary condition?
No,
And additionally, you issued IMPC 302.8 motor vehicle violation. What was that in particular ticket for?
they will need to be in the operable manner, full of license. There's some RVs that are not, don't look at anywhere close to see legal.
And when you say not condition, would you mean things like tires or license plates or just inoperable?
Inoperable as far as, looks like, flat tires, just if you can't, or just that.
And about how many vehicles would you say that would encompass?
I'm sorry,
About how many vehicles would you say that encompasses?
I want to say 3 or 4, RVs, 2, 3, 4 RVs, and then, maybe 7, 8, 9, around that range of, semi-trailers.
And the third was IMPC 308.1 accumulation of rubbish or garbage. And why was that citation issued?
Kind of handle the sanitation, their items, just garbage and rubbish off the property.
And is that represented in the photos that you took?
Yes, and
And then finally, you issued a citation, the local ordinance of blight. Why was that issued?
it encompasses all of what you spoke about as far as the property is blighted with the amount of rubbish, garbage, the semi-trailers, several party tents that are erected in the front yard, trailers full of like scrap and junk, in the front yard.
Okay, and, did you do any follow-up field inspection and station of the citation back in January?
I did
And, when was the most recent time that you found that property?
this morning.
And, was the property still in violation?
Yes.
Has there been any compliance?
It appears that one of the tents, the contents that one of the been removed, which basically just letting the huge more rubbish that was behind it that I couldn't see before.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Harper, do you have any questions for the officer? Okay, you can step down. No other witnesses? All right. Mr. Harper, do you have any witnesses? Would you like to testify?
Pretty tired.
Okay, well, you told me you were ready to go forward today without an attorney. I asked you if you were ready, you said, I haven't been able to hire an attorney, but I'm ready to go. That's what you told me. Okay, yeah, that's why you have a hearing. And I asked you, are you ready for your hearing? And you said, I'd like to have an attorney, but I'm ready to go forward today. So we went forward.
Right.
So you don't want to ask the officer any questions. Do you want to tell me anything before I make a decision?
Well, yeah, I own a lot of properties and I own this property that I have now. My kids, now on my property with me and my ex-wife, their mother. Every time I move, I would, I have to pack it up and whenever I sold a property, a house, I had to pack it up and put stuff in my own personal truck and brought it to my property and I was setting it up. And the vehicles, that's, like one of my trucks broke down and I had to get a gas tank for it, so I would claim to insure it, but it broke down, so. And trailers, that's the same thing, I had to put stuff in trailers. When I moved, and I bought my trailers, double axle trailers, in those trailers, got my personal arms in it, that was in my house. And I guess that's the ice, I guess. And, I'm not saying there's not garbage in it, but when it comes to the fish fry and everything all scattered out through the yard for having a yard sale. That's what this is, you see.
Okay,
No,
okay,
all that stuff's gone, yard sale's gone, because they say I'm having a beamer, because I fence things up.
okay, so,
My kids have a tent over there, so that's reason the tent's up. And, you know, we wear our tents up, we wash them, leave tents up in our yard all the time, because we're washing them, painting them, and everything else. I don't see how tents is gonna be, it's an issue, this.
have you seen these photographs?
I'm so damn about it.
Every one of those tents looks like it's getting ready to fall down. Every one of them. So you're telling me that's the way that you put the tents up like that to wash them? Okay,
No, the snow came, you see they got snow on them, but snow came on the back.
okay. So, hold on a minute. You're gonna tell me that all three of those tents had recently been rented and you put them up there to clean them and they got snowed on?
No, and the tents throughout the summer, we clean tents, so there's tents in our yard
Right.
all throughout the.
Why were they there in January?
Because I went into you, the tent came, the snow came down, we didn't have a chance to get everything done, so we worked on getting it done when the snow was on. He's like,
Okay.
we didn't want our tents out in the snow, that one was good, but
How long were they up?
so the weather ain't great, so you can fold it, you can't fold it, because the
How long were they up?
started selling in the summertime, and so just recently, people got.
Okay, you can't do that. That's, the ordinances don't allow you to put up a yard sale tent and leave it up there for months. What's the township's rule on yard sales?
Yeah, we don't have ordinances in state yard sales, there's no permit required, but it's certainly not between the summertime and January 5th and
Yeah. If it goes beyond a week, it's not a yard sale anymore, it's a business.
CSD officer testified, it's almost like it's a flea market, it's just like,
So what's still there now, as of today? Sounds like there's a number of semi-trailers. Okay, do you have any, what I'll call passenger vehicles that are there that aren't roadworthy? Pickup trucks?
Sure.
Okay, okay. What else?
We just got rid of the car, the wife got rid of it,
Okay, I don't want to know what's not there, I want to know what's there.
close to the backyard, which is close to the dump.
Sir, I'm not trying to make this difficult. I'm not asking you what used to be there.
He says,
Are those RVs roadworthy? Could you go take them down Oakville Waltz Road today? Why not?
well, think about it.
They don't run. Okay, so 2 RVs, a pickup truck, what else? What else is there today?
I don't know about that, that's not supposed to be there, I guess.
Okay, well, no debris in the yard? What kind of debris?
He came over one time years ago at the same property and told me I should donate all my food, all my kids' my grandkids' plastic toys over there because they look like crap.
Okay,
Okay. Well, I didn't donate them, you know, my.
okay,
Parents, they're on sort of it.
okay. All right, once again, I don't care about what was there years ago. I want to know what's there this morning. So, do you have any boxes of stuff in the yard?
My front yard on the road, but there's no way there's a blanket. Just say that.
All right, you're making this harder than it's got to be. I'm asking questions, I'm not getting answers. Are there any boxes of anything in the yard? Okay. How many tractor trailers are there? I didn't ask you where they were at. I asked you how many. A dozen? Okay. Does the township have any ordinance that covers those type of storage units on a residential property? I'm not asking you a question, Mr. Hubbard. I'm asking the prosecutor. Interrupt me again, I'll hold you in contempt, and then we'll continue the hearing. Clear?
they do, Your Honor, they cannot have any sort of commercial motor vehicle, truck, trailer, semi-trucks in residential, and, as the officer testified, we sell residential are.
Are you aware of that, sir?
And that we will be.
Yes or no? Are you aware of that? She just told you.
Now I'm aware.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is, if those 12 semi-trailers are still there a month from now, they're probably gonna keep writing you tickets,
Well, why can't a person keep what they have and then cover it?
because it's an ordinance. You're in a residential area and you're treating it like it's industrial. You want to live like that, you gotta go to the Wild Wild West where they don't have zoning rules.
Don't pay for it all, eh?
It doesn't, the zoning isn't only if a neighbor complains. Just the rules. You live in Huron Township, those are the rules in Huron Township. You don't like that, you gotta lobby your town board to change the rules. I would encourage you to do so. It's called Civics 101. I'm a big fan. But that's what the rules are currently where you live. And probably have been for decades.
Not your own group and that says that.
They don't have to prove their ordinance for you to comply. They're proving it today to me. Go to town hall. They'll be happy to give you copies of all the ordinances. Happy to. If it helps you get into compliance, they probably won't even charge you for copies. Well, I shouldn't say that. They might charge you for copies. But you're clearly responsible. From your own lips, you're clearly responsible for what they're charging you for. How long have you owned that piece of property? All right. I'm confused as to why I've got 3 files that all have the same date on them and all have the same 3 charges. 2.1, 2.8, and 8.1. All 3 tickets, all same date.
I only have one citation with 4 charges.
Okay. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. Mr. Harbert, I'm going to find you responsible on ticket number ending in 99C, violation of technical requirements, and that particular ticket shows 302.1 sanitation, 302.8 motor vehicle, and 308.1 accumulation of rubbish or garbage. I'm dismissing the other 3 files that I have. You understand that? Do you understand that? Okay. So fines and costs on today's ticket, $200. Now, you currently owe us $936. No, I'm sorry. You currently owe $216 on a double parking ticket from last year. Can you pay the $216 and the $200 today? So $416. Can you pay that today? When?
It's due on it, got my tax and paid.
Okay, I can't deal with it, I don't know. So can you commit to some kind of regular payments? Like weekly, monthly?
Monthly,
How much?
month.
Start when? Next Friday, the 8th? All right. So you got $200 on today's file, $216 on the 2 double parking file. You're going to do that at $50 a month, start on May 8th. They're going to keep writing you tickets if the conditions don't improve. If you're not sure what you have to do to get into compliance, I'm sure Officer will talk to you today, or go to the township and get copies of the printouts. Any questions?
I mean, it needs to just, well, let's do the stuff.
I just told you that. I just said, I'm sure the officer would be happy to talk to you, or you can go to the township and get copies of the ordinances. C, A, and B, and 200 I dismissed.
Not responsible on all of them is because a misdemeanor citation required an underlying conviction on civil infractions. So
I found you responsible on the civil infraction. Mr. Hubbard, we're still talking about your file, but I can't understand why I got 3 duplicate files.
So there's 4 violation of technical requirements. That's what the court codes it as, and then each one in the remarks is identified what specifically violation. So there's IBC.
I did my words are my words. I've made my ruling. Now you can all leave. I already told him you're going to keep issuing tickets if things don't get fixed. I understand that. He understands that. All right. Mr. Bowditch, you got some ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on up.
The judge makes it clear, if the property doesn't clean up, more tickets are coming. He suggests the officer walk Harvard through what compliance actually looks like, or point him to town hall for copies of the ordinances. With that, the hearing wraps up and the next case is called.